Alright guys, today I'm going through how I network, some tips and tricks that I found to be super helpful, and just general best practices I've noticed, because the goal is not just to get something, but also to build meaningful relationships. Now, I feel like my first item is really putting a positive spin on things and kind of tricking myself into thinking that it's something I like. I know a lot of people don't like networking, so what I think of it as I don't like networking, but I like making new friends. And what I found I like to do is just lead with the relationship focus, and if there's business to be done, then we'll make it happen. All right, so I tend to get pretty excited whenever I do networking things, and so right now I'm forcing myself to actually take care of my household chores before I make that happen. So in this video, I'm going to be taking you through 3 different days of different networking types, I guess. So today I am going to a dinner with a few women from a group that I'm a part of. And honestly, I feel like I always overthink my outfits. But as long as I keep it simple, things always work out, just comfort and style doesn't have to be anything too crazy. In classic Emily fashion, I'm going with all black. It's also raining outside, so I wanted to wear comfortable work pants that will do well in the rain. And of course, a black bag to match. I am a bit of a hardware snob, so especially because the bag I chose has silver hardware, although it's technically a gunmetal. I learned that at a leather shop that I worked at years ago. Because the hardware is silver slash gunmetal slash whatever we want to call it, I am going with silver jewelry because that's just how I roll. And of course, the lipstick is the most important component of the outfit. I'm pretty sure I have that same color in probably 5 different lipstick brands. But you know what? If it ain't broken, don't fix it. Sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles. And I really try not to go crazy with any other makeup because, frankly, I just don't have the bandwidth for that right now. I'm really trying to keep this as simple as possible and not overthink it. But anyways, it's raining outside, and yeah, I realized I wanted to take an Uber instead of taking the T, but frankly, the Ubers were just so long wait that I decided to be a trooper and take the T anyways. Besides, we have investment goals to hit, and we don't need to be pissing away extra money on Ubers when I can safely take the train. Besides, back to our networking business at hand, we're going to one of my favorite restaurants, which I'm really excited about. I'm technically hosting this dinner, so I'm excited to meet the women here. I decided not to go with ordering alcohol tonight, just went with a soda water, but naturally my nail broke earlier while I was getting ready, and it is pretty frustrating to look at, and I'm hoping that no one really noticed it, but who knows. I didn't necessarily want to whip out my phone and film too much during the actual dinner itself, so I tried to keep it discreet and just waited until the other women went to the bathroom in order to do some filming at the table. But like I said, we're taking the tea home because I can safely do so. And, like I said, we have investment goals to hit. Don't need to be taking Ubers here and there. But I find, especially with networking, really the magic happens in the follow up. And with the women who I went to dinner with tonight, I'm not really sure if there's much business to be done there since, our positions are kind of separated enough that I just don't know if there's much there, but I'm still going to follow up with each of them anyways. Yes, I was exhausted. But I had a nice time anyways, and I'm looking forward to maintaining these relationships. I mean, who knows? We could go network together, and sometimes you just never know what can come out of these things. So, my policy is, just treat everyone with kindness and respect, and just keep on rolling. Which brings me to my next point, always lead with a value add. With each of these women who I got dinner with tonight, I looked them up on LinkedIn beforehand and tried to get a sense of what they do with their companies, and I had a specific value add in mind for each person. I don't necessarily like reaching out to people just for the sake of reaching out or just kind of filling space. I really think that leading with a value focus has led me to a lot more opportunities because at the end of the day, that's really the whole point, is I don't necessarily want to just be taking from every situation, but I want to think, what can I give this person that really is a true value add, not just trying to get them to sign with my company. And this particular group that we're all a part of is really dedicated to the advancement of women in commercial real estate, and I feel like there's no better way to do that than to think of ways to collaborate. And like I said, not really sure what's going to come out of this dinner, not necessarily expecting really a whole lot, but I had a nice time. I got to learn about these women and what they do in their respective roles. And if anything, I feel like it was actually a really good educational opportunity because especially this group is very engineering heavy, and engineering just kind of feels like a foreign language to me, but based on what I learned about this person's role, there may actually be opportunities with other people who I know that maybe we can collaborate collaborate and do business together. Yes, I decided to have a glass of wine when I got home because you know what? A glass of red wine just really does magic for the soul. Anyways, circling back to the networking, reps are always a win. Like I said, even though tonight I may have not necessarily uncovered any crazy business opportunities, I feel like the more I practice my value prop and just generally marketing myself, I'm always coming out on top with something new and a new skill set. And like I said, these women were actually really pleasant, and I just overall enjoyed the experience. Day two outfit was very similar to day one. It's an outdoor walking tour, so I needed an outfit that was hopefully professional enough but still suitable for the occasion. I met up with one of my mentors who is a mid career attorney. She's a partner, and she's just been a phenomenal role model for me. It did end up raining a bit, but they brought out to go boxes and there was extra food, so, I'm always going to be one to take the leftovers, but pretty similar to day one. Nothing crazy came out of this, just did my usual routine of follow ups afterwards. Day three, this one was definitely my favorite. We're going golfing with a couple girls who I know from another company who there might be business to do there. But even if there isn't, we can probably still go networking together. And I really just like both of these girls a lot as human beings. So I'm excited to hang out with them. And yeah, we might be able to network together. I mean, we're going after the same clients. So, why not seize the opportunity to collaborate? But yeah, I only recently took up golfing because it's just not something that really was ever of interest. But then I noticed that the people I want to do business with go golfing, so that's what I'm doing. And yep, that's my next tip. If you're going after a certain client, do what they're doing. For me, that's golf and skiing. And granted, I find skiing to be a lot more enjoyable. Golf has been a lot more humbling. I used to figure ski competitively as a kid, so I picked up skiing a lot quicker than golfing. Golfing has definitely been challenging my ego in more ways than one, and I'm just kind of trying to roll with it. So here are my clubs. Another tip. No, you don't need expensive clubs. I bought mine secondhand on Sideline Swap, and then I bought this cute golf bag from Sunday Golf. And I've got my cute golf shoes, and I also really like these pink golf balls from Callaway. But, it's funny, I was at a course a couple weeks ago, and someone complimented my very used clubs, just a lesson on gratitude. And yes, I got this cute driver from a tournament that I was invited to with Delta. Super cool, love that. And yep, here we are on the golf course. I just got a water because it's hot out. And my backswing is pretty atrocious, if I'm being completely honest with myself. But that ball went pretty far. It was about 150 yards, which is definitely one of my longer drives. I had to get at least one iced tea lemonade because, why not? When on the course, I have to partake. But, don't like to go too crazy. Just one is plenty. And yeah, I was pretty sweaty afterwards, but we had a great time. And yep, got a sunburn just as expected. I thought I could get away without sunscreen and definitely couldn't. Anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. And hopefully I see you next week. Let me know any tips that you have.